Well, there you see the scene inside the Warriors locker room as players start to make their way back there. The champagne will pop. We'll get plenty of interviews while players out here on the set here as well, as the Warriors get a chance to celebrate for the second time in 3 years, as I mentioned, but for the first time as the Kevin Durant version. And this was a team that had significant turnover in large part because of the salary cap necessities of signing Kevin Durant. Couldn't keep everybody. Roughly half the squad turned over from last year's team here in the finals. So a lot of guys are going through this for the first time.
No question, Matt, and it's pretty remarkable. Obviously, Kevin Durant, including him in the mix with this core, sensational. But some moves bringing in Zaza Pachulia, JaVale McGee, David West, who played big today, tonight for the Warriors. So being able to still keep that flow, as Steve Kerr says, and that continuity with some new faces was just tremendous. But you know, this team, they're so talented, and if they can keep that core together, I have a feeling they'll be in this position again many times in the future.
As stylistically, it's just incredible that the Golden State Warriors have such a selfless basketball team, Matt. And it was such a dichotomy of styles in the finals between the Cavaliers playing in isolation behind the talents of LeBron James and the incredible finishing abilities of Kyrie Irving versus the Golden State Warriors. Ball movement, shot making, player movement, off-ball screening and cutting and passing. And again, eventually just too much to wear down that Cavs defense that came in, stepped up during the playoffs, got sharp, got themselves back to the finals, but not enough against the offensive explosiveness of what Kevin Durant represented and the quiet leadership of Steph Curry, who almost averaged a triple-double for these finals. I thought he played tremendously well for Golden State.
Yeah, I look at it too. The questions we thought when you acquired Kevin Durant, they took away so many guys off the bench. When you look at this final game, they were a plus 28 from the bench, 35 points off the bench for the Warriors in just 7. I know the Cavs picked up a lot of guys, but they didn't pick up a lot of guys that can make an impact on the floor. And I looked at it, those guys struggled. You said it, Brent, we talked about it, and we watched it. Iguodala was unbelievable.
Awesome.
And then I would say impact, we all talked about having a great start. Zaza didn't score a point, but I thought what he did to start this game was phenomenal. The box outs, the tip outs, the offensive rebounding, possessions. He gave them big moments at the beginning.
The Warriors celebrate. Kevin Durant is the finals MVP. He's the first player since Moses Malone to change teams in the offseason and follow it up with a finals MVP the following season. The late Moses Malone did that back in 1983, and now Kevin Durant, who was criticized from a lot of different corners about joining the team that eliminated him, he and the Thunder last spring, comes here, the dream comes true as scripted, and he walks away as not only a champion, but the finals MVP.
And Matt, this win here, this championship for Golden State, it validates Kevin Durant's decision. As you said, there was a lot of criticism, a lot of talk about him coming to this team, but here, him coming out, putting up this kind of performance and getting the MVP is just spectacular. And I'll say this to Brent's point earlier, the style of play made it so much easier for Durant as Curry makes the rounds. You know, he was a great player, we all knew, and a great offensive player in Oklahoma City. But you incorporate him into this style of play, it was easier. He didn't have to work as hard, didn't have to exert as much effort, and was more efficient. And that was obviously on display, especially here in the finals.